Let me ask you something real quick. How many bank accounts do you have right now? One? Maybe two? Here's what that probably looks like. You get paid on Friday, the money hits your account, you pay a bill or two, you grab some groceries, maybe you treat yourself a little because, hey, you worked hard this week. And then by Wednesday, you're already checking your balance nervously, wondering where it all went. Sound familiar? Here's the thing, that's not a discipline problem. That's not a you spend too much on coffee problem. That's a system problem. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why wealthy people pulling in 200K, 500K, even millions a year, don't just have one bank account. They have 7. And more importantly, I'm going to show you why you need the exact same setup, even if you're only making $40,000 a year. Because the gap between broke and wealthy isn't just income, it's infrastructure. All right, so let's talk about what's actually happening when you run everything through one account. Studies show that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes people earning 6 figures. A 2023 Lending Club report found that 51% of people making over $100,000 a year still can't cover a $400 emergency without going into debt. Let that sink in for a second. $100,000 a year. That's $8,300 a month, and they're still broke. Why? Because money without a system disappears. It's not magic, it's just psychology. See, when all your money sits in one account, your brain sees it as one big pool, and human brains are terrible at mentally separating money. When you've got $3,200 in your checking account and rent is $1,400, and you've got a car payment coming up, your brain doesn't see $400 left after bills. It sees $3,200, so you spend like you have $3,200 every single time. This is called the pooling effect, and it's one of the biggest silent killers of personal finance. The wealthy figured this out a long time ago. The solution? Don't fight your psychology. Build a system that fights for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. 7 accounts sounds complicated. I can barely manage one. I hear you, but stick with me because once you see the logic, it's actually incredibly simple. Each account has one job. That's it. Let's break them down. Account number 1, the income account, the holding tank. This is where your paycheck lands. That's its only purpose, to receive money. You don't pay bills from here, you don't spend from here, you don't even really think about this account day to day. Think of it like a mailroom. Mail comes in, gets sorted, and sent to the right departments. The mailroom doesn't make decisions, it just receives and distributes. Account number 2, the bills account, the obligations account. Every fixed expense you have, rent, utilities, insurance, subscriptions, car payment, comes out of this account. You calculate the exact total of all your monthly bills, and you transfer that amount here automatically right after payday. Now here's the beautiful part. You never have to think about bills again. They're handled, done, automated. The average American has around $1,200 to $1,800 in fixed monthly bills. Once that money is moved here, it's mentally gone. It's not yours to spend. Account number 3, the spending account, your freedom account. This is the account you actually live out of. Groceries, gas, restaurants, entertainment, everything day to day comes from here. And here's the key. Whatever is in this account, you can spend freely. No guilt, no second guessing. Why? Because everything else is already taken care of. This is your guiltless spending money. Most people find that once they set this up, they actually stress less about spending because they know the number. If you've got $600 in your spending account, you can spend $600 without anxiety. The system creates clarity. Account number 4, the emergency account, the firewall. You've heard this before. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses, but most people keep their emergency fund in their regular savings account and then slowly spend it because it's right there. This account lives in a separate bank, different app, different login, slightly harder to access. That friction is intentional. You want it to feel like a big deal to touch this money, because it should be. Target $5,000 to start, then build to 3 months of expenses. Account number 5. The short-term goals account, the sinking fund. This is for the things you know are coming but tend to forget to budget for. Christmas, vacation, new tires, annual insurance payments. Here's the math on this. Let's say you want to take a $2,400 vacation next summer. That's $200 a month into this account. That's it. December comes and you've got $2,400 sitting there ready to go, and you're not putting anything on a credit card. Most people don't do this, so they can't afford vacations, or they go and come back $3,000 in debt. The sinking fund eliminates financial surprises. Account number 6, the investment account, the wealth-building engine. This is where real money is made. Every month, a percentage of your income, even if it starts at just 5%, gets moved here and invested. Index funds, ETFs, a brokerage account. Here's the math that most people never see. If you invest just $300 a month starting at age 25 at a 7% average annual return, by age 65, you'll have $791,000. $300 a month, less than $10 a day, nearly $800,000. But if you wait until 35 to start, that same $300 grows to only $379,000. You waited 10 years and lost $412,000. That's the cost of not having a system that automatically moves money here. Account number 7, the giving/reward account, the fun account. Look, money is a tool, and if you never enjoy it, you'll burn out and abandon the whole system. This account is for guilt-free luxuries, the nice dinner, the weekend trip, the thing you want but don't need. Wealthy people aren't miserable minimalists. They spend on things they love strategically. This account makes sure you're rewarded for your discipline, and that reward is what keeps you going long-term. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the part most financial advice completely ignores. Setting up these 7 accounts doesn't just organize your money, it rewires how your brain thinks about money. Here's what I mean. When you have one account and $3,200 in it, your brain processes that as your worth, your security, your identity. So when that number drops to $800 after bills, there's a panic response, a stress signal, and stress makes us make terrible financial decisions, impulse purchases, avoidance, denial. But when you have 7 accounts and see $600 in your spending account, your brain relaxes. It knows rent is handled, savings are growing, emergency fund is intact. That's $600, that's yours. Spend it without fear. This is what behavioral economists call mental accounting done right. Most people do it wrong. They create mental buckets in one physical account, which doesn't work. The wealthy do it right. They create physical buckets for each mental category. And there's another psychological shift that happens, what researchers call the automation advantage. When saving and investing is automatic, when it happens before you ever see the money in your spending account, it stops being a decision. And here's why that matters. We make about 35,000 decisions a day. Decision fatigue is real. The more financial decisions you have to make consciously, the more likely you are to make bad ones. Automation removes the decision entirely. The wealthy don't try hard to save. They've built a system where saving happens whether they try or not. All right, let's get practical, because I don't want you to just understand this, I want you to actually do it. Here's a simple step-by-step to build your 7-account system. Step 1, open accounts at 2 or 3 different banks. Use online banks like Ally, Marcus, or SoFi for your savings-based accounts. They offer higher interest rates, sometimes 4.5 to 5% APY, compared to the 0.01% your big bank probably pays you right now. Step 2, name every account. This sounds small, but it's massive psychologically. Emergency fund, do not touch. Vacation 2025, investment account. Naming accounts turns abstract numbers into intentional goals. Step 3, set up automatic transfers on payday. Before you even see the money in your spending account, it's already been sorted. Bills account gets its amount, investment account gets its percentage, savings accounts get their contributions. What's left is yours to spend freely. Step 4, start small. You don't need to fund all 7 perfectly from day 1. Start with accounts 1, 2, and 3, income, bills, and spending. Get comfortable, then add the emergency fund, then investments. Build the machine piece by piece. Step 5, review once a month. Not every day, that leads to anxiety. Once a month, check in, adjust transfer amounts if your income changed, move money from your sinking fund if the goal was hit. Keep it simple. The whole setup takes about 2 hours. That's it. 2 hours to build a system that works for you every single day for the rest of your life. Here's the thing most people don't realize, and this is the part that really changed how I think about all of this. The wealthy don't have 7 accounts because they have more money. They have more money because they have 7 accounts. The system came first, the wealth followed. When your money has a job, a specific, intentional destination, it stops leaking, and money leaks are insidious. The average American loses between $300 and $500 a month to what financial planners call lifestyle creep and unintentional spending. That's not extravagant purchases, that's just money with no direction disappearing. Over 10 years, that's potentially $36,000 to $60,000 that evaporated, not because you didn't earn enough, but because there was no system to catch it. 7 accounts is a leak-proof system. And here's one more thing nobody talks about: the confidence shift. People with financial systems don't just have more money, they make better career decisions. They negotiate salaries with confidence because they're not desperate. They take calculated risks because they have an emergency fund. They say no to bad opportunities because they're not in survival mode. Financial structure doesn't just build wealth, it builds the version of you who makes wealth-building decisions. So here's where I want to leave you. You don't need to earn more money to start this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to wait until next month, next paycheck, or next year. You need 2 hours and a decision. Open one new account this week. Name it. Set up one automatic transfer, even if it's just $25, because the amount doesn't matter right now. The system does. Once the system is in place, you scale it. The gap between where you are and where you want to be financially isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't even income. It's structure. And now you know exactly how to build it. If this video gave you a new way to think about your money, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this. Subscribe if you're new, because we break down exactly this kind of stuff every single week. And drop a comment below. Tell me, how many bank accounts do you have right now? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.